Hello students, in this video let us understand about carbon and its compounds. We know carbon as an element is of immense significance to us both in its elemental form and its combined form, right? So let us find out about the bonding in carbon. Generally bonding is of two types we know. One is ionic bonding and the other is covalent bonding. Elements forming ionic compounds either have tendency to gain electrons or lose electrons from the outermost shell so that it achieves the noble gas configuration. Do you know which are these noble gas elements? This one: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, and according to their specified atomic numbers. So whenever any element undergoes ionic bonding, it can either gain or lose electrons in such a way that it achieves the noble gas configuration. Okay? Understand this with the help of an carbon element. So carbon atomic number 6. When I say atomic number 6, that means it has 6 protons and 6 electrons. Okay? In its outermost shell, there are 4 electrons and in its inner shell, there are 2 electrons. Only the electrons which are present in the outermost shell can participate in bonding. Okay? So total of 6 electrons are present in carbon. Which is the nearest noble gas configuration series? Neon and helium with reference to the 6 electrons. That means either it can gain 4 electrons and convert into neon series, or either it can lose 4 electrons and convert into helium series. Is it okay? So let us take it one by one. If I consider that it is now gaining 4 electrons. So when it gains 4 electrons in its outermost shell, it will be converted into an anion, C4 minus type. Okay. Is it stable or not? Just try to find it out. How many protons were there? There were 6 protons originally, which are not at all disturbed even after gaining those 4 electrons extra. Okay. So now 6 protons are holding on how many electrons? Total of 10 electrons. Now, is it practically feasible that 6 protons are making hold of 10 electrons? No. That means it is not stable. Okay. Now taken another possibility. The other possibility is it is losing 4 electrons. So if it is losing 4 electrons from its outermost shell, it is only left with its 2 electrons, right? And it has already achieved its noble gas configuration with reference to the helium, atomic number 2, right? What about the protons again? It has its 6 protons which were already present with it, right? And it is holding how many electrons now? It is making hold of just 2 electrons. Again, this is not stable. Okay. So, however, one thing more you can note in this particular formation of cation which is taking place. What happens here? 4 electrons are to be removed from the outermost shell, which will require a very large amount of energy. And such large amount of energy is not easily available with the carbon. Okay, that means practically formation of carbon in its +4 state is not possible as such. Okay, and the second thing is even the 6 protons are not able to make a hold on 2 electrons. That is again not stable. Is it clear? That means now what we can say with reference to carbon, it is convenient for carbon now to share its valence electron with certain other carbon atom or with atoms of other elements to form molecules. That will be more preferable. So let us try to find it out. Let us take a simple example of hydrogen. So here we know hydrogen atom, atomic number is 1. So it has its 1 electron. 2 hydrogen atoms are participating for the formation of H2 molecule. So what is happening here? 2 hydrogen atoms share their electrons and form a molecule of H2, right? And what you can observe here, each hydrogen atom is attaining its noble gas series. So this hydrogen atom has completed its 2 electron series. That means it has achieved the nearest noble gas configuration, that of helium. Similarly, this particular hydrogen has also achieved 2 electrons. That means it has attained the nearest noble gas configuration, that of helium. Is it clear? After that, let us take certain another example. Consider the case of oxygen. Oxygen atomic number is 8. Series configuration becomes 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Which are the electrons which can only participate in bonding? The outermost shell electrons. So these are 6 electrons. So we are talking about 2 oxygen atoms so that they can combine with each other, resulting in a formation of O2 molecule. Right? So 6 electrons with each oxygen atom, of which 2 electrons from each oxygen atom will share with another atom of oxygen in this way. So as you can see, the sharing is taking place in the interior here, resulting in a formation of a double bond between the atoms. So oxygen, oxygen, they will be bonded with each other with reference to double bond. Is it clear? Now let us take certain another example. Now let us take a look at methane, CH4, which is a compound of carbon, right? What can you say about hydrogen? Hydrogen is a monovalent element. That means hydrogen has 1 electron in its outermost shell. And what is a carbon? Carbon is a tetravalent element. It has 4 electrons in its outermost shell. So in order to achieve the noble gas configuration, carbon will share this 4 electrons with 4 atoms of hydrogen. Just look on your screen. So each hydrogen atom is sharing its electron with carbon. Carbon has total of 4 electrons depicted by crosses all over. Is it okay? And it is sharing its electron with 4 hydrogen atoms, resulting in a formation of a molecule of methane, CH4, whereby there are 4 single bond formations taking place between carbon and hydrogen. Is it clear? So that's about the concept of bonding. Now what can you observe in this particular case is that here the bonds are formed by sharing of an electron pair between 2 atoms. Even in case of H2, which we have seen, in case of O2 molecule, as well as in case of methane molecule, right? So here we are on to our next concept, that is the concept of covalent bonding. So such bonds which are formed by the sharing of an electron pair between 2 atoms are known as covalent bonds. Okay? Now, there are various concepts to this covalent bonded molecules. The first thing you can note about is the intermolecular forces between these covalently bonded molecules are weak, right? As a result of it, it has low melting and boiling points, right? And they are also poor conductors of electricity. You can take a simple example of acetic acid. Acetic acid, the melting point of acetic acid is 290 Kelvin and that of the boiling point of acetic acid is 391 Kelvin. Similarly, if you take an example of methane, methane melting point is 90 Kelvin and the boiling point of methane is 111 Kelvin. So these values are very low comparatively, right? Which suggests that the intermolecular forces are not much stronger within this covalently bonded molecules. What do you mean by this? Say this is a methane molecule, say for instance, one molecule of methane. This molecule by itself is very stable due to the covalent bonding present within that molecule. But however, the bonding within 2 different methane molecules is not much strong, which we term as intermolecular forces or intermolecular attraction. So that means intermolecular forces are weak, right? If the intermolecular forces are weak, then even in the presence of smaller amount of energy, this bond can easily break. Yes or no? That means it has low melting and boiling points. It can easily melt or easily boil up since the forces are weak and even the smaller amount of energy can break those forces, right? Now, within this particular covalently bonded molecules, In any of the case, we have seen H2O2, methane. In any of the cases, have you observed formation of any charged particles? No. No formation of cations, no formation of anions. That means no free ions are formed. What does it mean? They does not generate or they does not conduct electricity. That is what is said. They are generally poor conductors of electricity. They do not have free ions for the movement in presence of electricity. So they are poor conductors of electricity. Is it clear? So that's about the concept of bonding. That means we understand that within the carbon and its compounds, the major role is played through the covalent bonds. Is it clear? In the next video, we'll discuss about the allotropes of carbon. Thank you for watching.